Round Rock, Texas was a while ago, but it's where DD Live and the DD Fandom Protector made history. DD took home the first Dubby double down of the season, winning both racing and freestyle, making him the first sub to ever do it. Tonight, we visit Holland, Texas with two substitutes for some straight line drag racing. This is the Rorsrps semi-realistic points series, and this is Monster Jam! Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rorsrps channel. My name is Preston Vieira and we are here in Holland, Texas looking for two more champions on the Indy Madness tour. It's been a while since we've had a show. We did take a short break to make room for Monster Jam World Finals 23, but we are back kicking things off with a unique show. Let's take a look at the racing bracket for tonight and see our round one matchups. Kicking us off for round one of racing, we're going to see Giovanna in Megalodon Fire take on Dalton Widener in Insanity. Jim Creten in Bounty Hunter will take on Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird. Colt, Pecka and Amsoil Shock Therapy is going to take on Colt Durham in Plain Krazy. Ed Eckert in Full Bore will face off against Matthew Hood in Rage. DD Live and the DD Fandom Protector is going to take on George 20D10 in Chillin Villain. Jim Koehler in Megabyte will face off against Bobby Holman in Shadow the Hedgehog. Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime will face off against Dawson Rayas in Shake Me. And last but not least, it's Chuckie Pauken taking on Corey Fisher in that Blacksmith truck. Now, Blacksmith has not been doing too well in racing. I'm curious to see how he's going to finish off round one and if a straight line track like this could give him something that he can hold on to, maybe move up into round two. At least he does have a tough draw with Chuckie Pauken. But speaking of tough draws, Giovanna in Megalodon Fire is taking the track. Our racing champion from World Finals 1 here on the channel, that awesome Megalodon Fire truck. We did see the return of it at World Finals 23, and I kind of called that one, guys. We've had the truck on the channel this entire season so far. And speaking of someone else who was in the World Finals, Dalton Widener in Insanity this time around, not driving his typical Jurassic Attack truck. We got him in the Rorsrps sponsored Insanity. And this is actually a personal custom of mine. I love this truck. I just thought it was a truck, any generic truck, but this truck seems to get a lot of love from people. They do enjoy the way it looks, and I gotta say, it's growing on me a lot. Never had any dislike towards it, but it's growing on me even more. I do love that awesome Insanity logo though. But Giovanna looking to get back up into the World Finals once again. She's not doing too hot. Didn't do too hot in Round Rock. Struggled in racing a little bit. And in freestyle, had one of her worst runs that we've seen from the Megalodon Fire truck as a whole in both seasons. You got to remember, Megalodon Fire was in Season 1 of Rorsrps as well in the Custom Chaos Tour. I'm curious to see how our debuting substitute Insanity Dalton Widener is going to do here in the straight line racing track. It's all gas, no brakes. Both trucks on the line, ready to go. We're going green. Launching off of that starting line. Nicely done. A little bit of an extra rebound from Insanity. It's close as we get to the line, but it is going to be Giovanna in Megalodon Fire. Moving on to round two. Close race there. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of close races tonight. This is not there are no turns here. So it's all gas, as I mentioned. You can't really fall too far behind unless you make a big mistake and get a little squirrely. Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird is going to be taking on Jimmy Creten in Bounty Hunter in this race. And, Jimmy Creten not doing too great overall. Kaylin Mowry, however, was here in Season 1, and I could say she didn't do terrible, but she's definitely making some improvements, some much-needed improvements for Season 2 here. She is moving up the ranks pretty well, putting on a good show in both racing and freestyle. Solid effort from her. Jim Creten, I'm curious if he's going to be able to knock her out here in round one. We just got to watch and see. Both trucks staged and ready to go, and we are green. over that first crush car. Does look like it may be Kaylin Mowry with the lead over the line. Absolutely the biggest gap we've seen so far. Only 2 races on the board, but that was a pretty big gap between her and Jim Creten. Very surprising. Jim, known to be a racer, 2 World Finals championships under his belt, 1 in racing, 1 in freestyle. Curious for sure. Colt Pecka, Amsoil shock therapy on your right. He's been doing great so far this season. 2 shows in, he made it up into the final round in 1 show, and I believe the semifinals in the show following. Colt Durham in Plain Krazy, definitely someone looking to step it up. Not a bad driver by any means, but he is towards the back of the pack this season. Both trucks pulling up to that starting line. This is definitely going to be an interesting race. I don't know, man. This one may throw us a couple curveballs just with the straight line track. It's all power to the floor. Who's going to take it over that first jump? It does look like Colt Pecka is to the ground first. Amsoil shock therapy in the lead. A little squirrely from Colt Durham, and it is all Colt Pecka in Amsoil shock therapy. Moving on to round 2 tonight. Colt Durham, once again, just not enough here in the first round. We'll see him in racing potentially next show. I don't know. He is on the chopping block now. You go out in round 1, you only get 2 season points. You know, that puts you in trouble for freestyle. You better get a good score, or else you'll end up low in these point standings, and a possible substitution for the next show. Ed Eckert in full bore on your right. He'll be taking on Matthew Hood in Rage. Full bore has been on kill this season so far, mainly in freestyle, but he was in the final round, or W final round, last show, facing off against DD Live in the DD Fandom Protector. He's against Matthew Hood now. Who is going to come out on top? Nicely done. Really close race. It is Matthew Hood in Rage, knocking out the finalist from our last show in Round Rock, Texas. Matthew Hood moving on. We'll see him again in just a minute. Very interesting. This may be Matthew Hood's track. I don't know. We got to see. Can he make it to the final round? DD Live in the DD Fandom Protector coming out next. He's taking on George 20D10 in that Chillin Villain truck. Now, I've mentioned it before. DD Live made history in Round Rock, Texas. The only sub in the history of ROR SRPS both seasons to come out and get a Dubby Double Down trophy, or any Double Down trophy for that matter. I know Dubby is a new partnership for this season, but he is the most winning substitute so far. No subs have gotten 2 wins at all, let alone a Double Down. We are launching off of that starting line here. Seems to be that you may want to get a little bit of a slap wheelie into that roller in the middle. DD Live does not do that here, but he does enough to knock out Chillin Villain. I think that slap wheelie into the roller may get you contact with the ground, get wheels on the ground, and you can push those BKTs or whatever tires you're running over that finish line. Just get a slight edge where your opponent may be airing the truck out a little bit. Jim Koehler in Megabyte coming out here to take on Bobby Holman in Shadow the Hedgehog, who can come out on top in this one. Megalodon, Megabyte has been looking for some solid racing passes. I mean, we do have Jim Koehler behind the wheel. Jim, of course, was our tour champion last season on the Custom Chaos Tour in Avenger. Made it up, you know, did well in racing and freestyle is what I'm trying to get at. Took a few racing wins and even more freestyle wins. So we are launching off that starting line. It is a close race so far. Megabyte a little all over the place, but it doesn't matter. Over the line, it is Jim Koehler and Megabyte. Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm not really sure where the struggle came in. Maybe he was just a little lazy on the gas pedal, a little delicate with it. You really got to mash that pedal in a straight line course like this. You cannot waste any time being gingerly with it. Jack Merkle and Vorian Prime on your right, taking on Dawson Rayas in Shake Me. Now, we've seen Shake Me struggle a little bit in racing. Of course, majority of his struggles come from the turns. There are no turns on this track. I'm very curious to see where he ends up overall in the racing bracket tonight. Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime, always on kill. Can he make it out of round 1 against Dawson Rayas? We will find out. Both trucks, there it is right there from Shake Me. He is a little all over the place, but it doesn't matter. That seems to work for him. Big hit on the nose there for Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime. But Dawson Rayas in Shake Me manages to pull off that little bit of a slap wheelie into that middle roller. And that gives him the edge against Jack Merkle. As I said, that seems to be something that may work for these guys. Chuckie Pauken in Excaliber on your right, coming out against Corey Fisher in Blacksmith. We are closing out the first round already. And Chuckie Pauken, another truck that is a semi-finalist, I believe 2 times in a row now. We will see how things go here on in Holland, Texas. Lining up to the starting line. This is going to be an interesting one. Corey Fisher definitely needs some racing points, as he seems to be not doing too well in either competition, which sucks because that Blacksmith truck is awesome and I would love to see it return to the World Finals. Chuckie Pauken using that slap wheelie technique, and it pays off big time, knocking out Corey Fisher in Blacksmith. Chuckie Pauken moving on to the next one. Look at that awesome slap wheelie from Blacksmith. Definitely going to come out and show out for freestyle, but as for racing, he is done. But if you guys are enjoying tonight's episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment to let me know you guys are enjoying the show. We got new episodes every Saturday. We'll be skipping next Saturday just because I got a little family vacation, but we'll be back the following Saturday with some more All-Star Madness Tour. Be sure to check out the RSRPS Instagram as well for early access to the week's racing bracket, pit party pictures, and more. All kinds of fun stuff. And I love getting to interact with you guys about the RSRPS show. Megalodon Fire, Giovanna Hayes will take on Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird. Amsoil Shock Therapy is going to take on Rage. DD Fandom Protector will face off against Megabyte. And closing out round 2, we got Dawson Rayas and Shake Me taking on Chuckie Pauken in Excaliber. Just kicking things off right into it. It is Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire on your right. She'll be taking on Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird. On your left, the 2 females going head-to-head here in round 2. Who will come out on top? One of these is driving a world racing truck. World Racing Championship truck, I should say. Excuse me. Both trucks pulling up to the line now, though. Head-to-head, tire to tire, BKT to BKT. On the line, staged and ready to go, and we are green. Over that first car. Nicely done. Solid attempt from Giovanna Hayes to get that slap wheelie, but it doesn't work, and it pays off for Jailbird. Kaylin Mowry in your left is going on to the semifinals tonight. I believe this is the farthest up the racing bracket she's made it so far this season. She may have had a round 2 appearance, but I think this is the highest up she has been. Cole Pecka in Amsoil Shock Therapy on your right. He's been a finalist. He was a finalist in Cameron, Texas, excuse me. And Matthew Hood in Rage on your left. This is one of the farthest attempts that he's made so far. Has not made it up into the semifinals. He has a shot here tonight to do so. Can he do it by knocking out Cole Pecka first? I don't know. Gotta watch and see. Both trucks on that line, ready to go, and we are green, launching over that first car. Nicely done from Matthew Hood. A little bit of a slap wheelie. Doesn't quite work out perfectly, but it does work out enough to get him the win by a good margin. Matthew Hood in Rage is on to the next one. Cole Pecka, Amsoil Shock Therapy down here in the second round. Big surprise for me personally. DD Live and the DD Phantom Protector is on your right. He'll be taking on Jim Koehler in Megabyte. I don't know, man. Like I mentioned, Jim Koehler in that Megabyte truck has been getting things down, getting things back to where they were last season. Hasn't taken any wins yet, but we got a long season ahead of us, and I got faith. We'll see how it works out for him coming up. DD Live, though, Dubby double down under his belt from Round Rock, Texas. Both trucks staged and ready to go. We're green over that first car. Both trucks trying to get that slap wheelie approach to that middle roller, but it is DD live in the DD Phantom Protector with a big slap wheelie, and a advancement into the next round. He is heading into the semifinals, looking to get back up into that Dubby final round again. Can he do it? We just gotta watch and see, man. I do not know. Dawson Rayas in Shake Me coming out next on your right. He'll be taking on Chuckie Pauken in Excaliber. Very, very interesting matchup here. Dawson Rayas, it may be his night with this straight line track, and he kills it with those slap wheelies. Got a great one in that last round. Can he do it again to knock out Chuckie Pauken? Chuckie also got that slap wheelie approach to the middle roller. So we'll see how they do. Who's going to come out on top? Both trucks staged, and we are green over that line and headed to the finish line. Both trucks with the slap wheelie, but it is Chuckie Pauken who's a little all over the place. In Excaliber does have to hit the brakes. Dawson Rayas ends up on the barricade there. This is a mess of a finale there, mess of a finish, but Dawson Rayas, if they can make sure that truck is okay in the back, he'll be moving on to the semifinals. Chuckie Pauken just not enough here in the second round. Got a little squirrely. Let's take a look at the bracket here. Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird will face off against Matthew Hood in Rage, and DD Live in the DD Phantom Protector is going to be taking on Dawson Rayas in Shake Me. Again, we're jumping right into it. Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird on your right, taking on Matthew Hood in Rage. This is the farthest up the bracket. Either of these two have made it so far this season, and only one can advance. Who is going to do it? Kaylin Mowry, a Season 1 competitor in this Jailbird truck. Of course, this is a new body for the season, and Matthew Hood, another competitor. This truck was in, the chassis was in Season 1. We'll see how they do here. Facing off, the two getting another shot at the World Finals, coming down that straightaway over the line. It's close, but it's Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird going for a ride, and over she goes. Does manage to get back on all four BKT tires, but it is Matthew Hood in Rage who is down here in the semifinals. Kaylin Mowry, Jailbird, moving on. Just got to make sure that truck is in tip-top shape heading into this next round, because one of these two drivers are going to be facing off against her. DD Live in the DD Phantom Protector on your right. Dawson Rayas in Shake Me on your left. This is another truck, Dawson Rayas in Shake Me. Another driver who is the farthest up the bracket he's ever been. DD Live is kind of used to the pressure. His first show of the season, last show in Round Rock, Texas, he made it up into the final round of racing. Can he do it again tonight? We are launching off of that starting line to find our final finalists for the Dubby final round. Over the line, and it is all DD Live in the DD Phantom Protector. The slap wheelie technique could not save Dawson this time. Oh my goodness. DD Live in the running once again for another Dubby Racing Championship. Can he lock it in? Your Dubby final round is Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird taking on DD Live in the DD Phantom Protector. This is an exciting final round, if not for me, if not for the fans, for DD Live himself. And if you want to be on another level like he is, be sure to head over to Dubby.gg, guys. Dubby has some incredible flavors of energy powders, and they even have 2 caffeine-free flavors, some hydration blends that are delicious as well. And you can get 10% off using code RORSRPS at checkout. I use Dubby in my fruit smoothies. I use Dubby on its own, and it is delicious, and the energy works. The focus that it gives really helps me get through some of these videos and put some effort into the editing as well. That is something that takes a lot out of me, and you know, sometimes I need a little boost. If you need a little boost, check out Dubby. Dubby.gg on the internet, Dubby.gg on Instagram, and they also have an app on both the Apple and Google Play stores. But we are about to go green for your final race of the night. Kaylin Mowry in Jailbird on your right, DD Live in DD Phantom Protector on your left, and we are green over the line. Can he do it again? He does have a slight lead right now, and he holds it until the end. DD Live in the DD Fandom Protector does it again here in the Dubby final round of racing. DD Live, the DD Fandom Protector, is your Dubby Racing Championship here in Holland, Texas. Wow. What a night. Definitely some intense racing. I mean, it's a straightaway. There are short passes. Got to give it all you got, and DD Live did that from start to finish. Not that everybody else didn't, but DD had what it took tonight to end up at that top spot, at the top of the mountain, heading into our winner's circle for tonight, getting another championship under his belt and making more history. We haven't seen a single sub until the DD Phantom Protector take two wins in the season, let alone a third. So this is just more history for DD Live, and he's gonna get into trouble here, going over and gets back onto all four BKT tires. Luckily, we don't have to send the loader out there to flip him over before freestyle even starts, and that's where he's gonna park it up on top of the bus. One more time for DD Live in the DD Fandom Protector, your racing champion here in Holland, Texas, earning himself a third show, making history for himself and the substitutes of ROR SRPS. Can he keep this going, whether it be tonight or into his third show? Can he earn a fourth show? I don't know, man. This is going to be tough. DD Phantom Protector ends up on the top of the leaderboard. 57 points for DD Live. Ed Eckert in full board with 48. Shake Me with 43. And Amsoil Shock Therapy with 42. Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime with 40. Giovanna Hayes and Megalodon with 38. Tied with Kaylin Mowry in 38. Jim Koehler in Megabyte with 29 points. Rage 22. Tied with Chuckie Pauken and Excaliber with 22. Chillin Villain with 19. Tied with Bobby Holman and Hedgehog with 19 as well. Tied with Colt Durham and playing Krazy with 19. Very tight there between the three of them. Jimmy Creten and Bounty Hunter with 18. Corey Fisher in Blacksmith with 15 points. And Dalton Widener not doing too well tonight so far with 2 points in Insanity. We'll see if he can come back a little bit for freestyle. But if you guys enjoyed tonight's racing, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We got new shows every Saturday, except next Saturday, like I said, guys. But yeah, subscribe. We got new shows every other Saturday but that one. And 3 tours to choose from. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at RORSRPS for all kinds of extra content, early access to the week's racing bracket, pit party pictures, and more. And yeah, guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. We still got 7 rounds to get through. And yeah, it's going to be crazy. Be sure to check out our channel partner, Dubby, for some good, clean, jitterless energy. 0 artificial sweeteners, 0 additives, and just some delicious flavor, truly. Be sure to check out Beach and Peach. That is the one on the top left corner on the screen right now. Super delicious. Definitely my favorite flavor. You can't go wrong. I mean, I love trying new stuff, and if you haven't tried Dubby, definitely give them a shot. Get 10% off using code RORSRPS at checkout. But stick around for freestyle, guys. We got more coming at you in just a minute. I will see you there in Holland, Texas for freestyle action.